Hey, my name is Lynn Coffey and I help you get more leads from your website. So today's video is all about SEO for beginners. So what does SEO mean? It means search engine optimization. Now, before I jump into this, here's what you need to know. One, this is for beginners. Two, I actually got my start doing SEO about 15 years ago now. And so I have a pretty good solid understanding of sort of the history of SEO and where it was, where it is now, and some of the changes that has come along with that progression of, just the increase of technology. That's just a really horrible way of saying SEO is not what it used to be. So here's a couple of warnings, and these are, as with everything I say, these are just, my experienced and professional opinion. So, take what you will from this. I do not believe that SEO is as important today as it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. So said another way, people are often surprised when they come to me and I'm helping them out with their website and they're like, okay, Lynn, let's do SEO. And I tell them, I don't really do that anymore. I provide the tools so that you can do it on your own. I give them a video showing them how to optimize their pages and posts on their website. And everything's there if you want to hire another company, but I don't really do it anymore. And then I kind of go into this this sort of idea that I don't think any service-based business should be worrying or focusing on SEO until and unless they have a marketing budget that is going toward paid advertising. They are getting traffic from paid advertising. They are converting that paid advertising, and they are at a position where their cash flow is positive, their business is doing good, and they're kind of sitting around and they have some, extra cash flow, and they're saying, all right, we're doing good. We got people coming in. What else are we missing? What else can we try out? What else can we test? If that's the case, then I would take, $300, $400, $500 a month, and I would throw it at SEO just to see what you're able to come up with. Now, a lot of small business owners never reach that point because there's quite a few things that you kind of have to nail before then. Here's the reason I mention that, because with paid advertising, you can throw $5, $10, $100 at it and immediately see how much traffic you're getting, what is that conversion rate, and are you getting a positive ROI, return on your investment. If you are, fantastic. If you're not, you can tweak things until you do. But with SEO, you can spend any amount of money, optimize your website, and you can rank number one for a keyword, but it's really difficult to tell what is the ROI of ranking for one or multiple keywords. It's also something that doesn't happen instantly. So let's say you throw $500 at SEO, you rank for a keyword, but it's hard to tell how many people looked on Google, found your website using that keyword, then came to your website, read through everything, then filled in an opt-in form, and then calculate the conversion rate. It's really difficult to do. Really, really difficult. So it's hard to figure out, was spending this $500 or $1,000 or $6,000 to try to rank for this keyword worth it? That's why I recommend do paid advertising first. You get a much quicker response and you're able to calculate ROI. But let's say you meet all the criteria, you're doing ROI, you have good cash flow, things are pretty good, and you have, about $500 extra a month that you really feel comfortable putting toward your marketing and traffic generation. Then I recommend taking a look at SEO if it makes sense. So the first thing that you need to know is you have to know what your keywords are going to be. If you're hiring a company, your company should be handling all of this for you. But I want to give you at least a few things that you need to be looking for, just so you can feel like you have some conversation, some idea of the conversation around SEO. But also, if you plan to do this on your own, some things that you're going to want to look into. So the first one is knowing what keywords you want to rank for. Now, these are things that you're not necessarily just going to randomly make up. Let's say you have a local fitness facility. You don't want to just say that your keyword is going to be weight loss. Because what that means is when somebody goes to Google and types in weight loss, there's no way that you can compete with every other website in the world for that term. Like, the chances of you ranking number one and beating out every other website in the entire world that's about weight loss, is pretty slim. So here's a trick. For most local businesses, you're going to want to put the name of your town. So I live in Ithaca, New York. So if I ran a fitness facility, my natural idea would be that I want to come up for Ithaca weight loss. But as I just mentioned, you aren't the one that should be generating your keywords. There are actually programs out there that will help you identify what are the phrases that people are actually using to find services like yours. So Google AdWords has a program or a tool that you can go in and see what people are searching for. There's lots of ways to do this, but again, you have to know what your keywords are, which means what are the actual word or words people are using to find businesses like yours. An example would be of not going too niched would be something like Ithaca weight loss for seniors. It's pretty rare that somebody's going to type that into a search bar. So you need to find that nice sort of medium ground between not being too general but not being too niche. Again, I'm a fan of just using a tool, a keyword research tool, to figure those out. You want numbers if you can in terms of how many people are searching, how many websites are supplying information, and then what's your percentage of outranking those people if you do the SEO work. So number one, know your keywords. Number two, when you're doing on-site SEO work, because there's on-site and then there's stuff you can do off-site. When you're doing on-site work, you want to understand what your main focus is and attack one keyword at a time. So you might have a list of 5, 10, 15 keywords that you ultimately want to rank for at the search engines, but I would recommend starting with one keyword, the one that has the biggest opportunity for you to rank number one and also pull in the most amount of traffic. What I mean by that is if you pick a keyword but only 5 people a month are looking for that keyword, it might not really generate enough traffic to be worth your time, effort, and or money. But if you found a keyword and 300 people are looking for that, well, then you might want to spend a little bit more time on that one, because if you can get people coming in on that keyword to your website, then you have more traffic coming in, more opportunity to convert. Following me? So pick your first keyword and just start attacking that. I would just work on that one until you see some results, or until you put a pretty solid effort in, maybe creating 10 different posts about it. You're doing some offsite linking. But once you start making a dent there, again, because ranking is not instant at the search engines, you're still going to have to wait and see what happens. So pick your first keyword, and then let's go ahead and pretend we're creating an actual page or post on your website. You want that keyword to appear ideally in the title of the page or post, within the first 100 characters of the first line of your body copy. And then for every 100 words of body copy, you want to have it appear at least once. So if you have a 900 word blog post, you need that keyword to appear ideally around 9 times. Little less is fine, little more is fine. What you don't want to do is what's called keyword stuffing, which is where you're going in there and you're just, every other sentence you're using this keyword. The search engines are smart enough to realize you're trying to manipulate the results, and they'll just blacklist you. So also within your body copy, you want to link to another page on your website, and the hyperlinked words, or the linked words, should also be your keyword. So it's called in-linking, and you link to another page or post on your website, and the keyword is what is clickable. It's so that when someone clicks it, it takes them to that other page. Hope that makes sense. So anytime that you're putting images in, there are things called alt tags. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Just do a quick Google search. But you can set your alt tag word or phrase. And so you consider doing the alt word be your keyword or keyword phrase. So those are things that you can do on site. You're putting your keyword in. Other things that you can do are filling in what's called your metadata. So there's things like your meta title, meta description, and meta keywords. You can Google specific ways on how to craft those, but basically your meta title, you want to have your keyword, your meta description, which is your, about 3-sentence description of what your page or post is about. That should have your keyword. And then of course your meta keywords should include your keyword, comma, and then related keywords. So Ithaca weight loss, comma, Ithaca fitness, comma, Ithaca personal trainer, comma, so on and so forth. Don't go crazy and add every single word you can think of in there. Just add a few that are related. Now, this is all considered on-page criteria. There's a whole other section of off-website stuff that you should also be looking into. And those include getting other websites to link to your website. But the trick is getting real legitimate sites and not like these spammy, crappy sites. Like if you go to like a place like Fiverr or Upwork or something and you see an ad like, we'll get you 1,000 links for $10, you know, that kind of a thing. Yes, they can do that, but there's stuff called link juice or page rank juice, and those sites that they're getting you links from are just spammy sites that are just of little value. And so when you get a website to link to yours, the more page rank juice or the more authoritative it is in Google's eyes. So for example, CNN is going to be more authoritative than, you know, Lenny's News Conspiracies.com, right? So CNN is going to hold a higher rank because it has more authority than this random blog that I created about, you know, whatever. So if you can get CNN to link to you, it's more of a powerful link. So if you can get other sites to link to you, great, good. Ideally, when they link to you, they would use your keyword as the words that people click to get to your website. Again, that hyperlink would be ideally the keyword. And the more authority that website has, particularly with Google, which is called PageRank, you can look that up if you want, the more that link counts. So you want other websites to link to you. You want your own website to be optimized. There's lots of other things that you can do, but that's the basis of where you want to start. If I'm being honest, I think that for most local businesses and for most businesses in general, I would highly recommend not worrying about SEO until you've reached those milestones I've mentioned earlier. You have a lot of stuff to do. You have a lot of hats you're wearing. You have a lot of stuff to figure out. Leave SEO just on the back burner so when you have your other systems going, when you know things are converting and you have that extra cash, when you're kind of going, all right, like this is good. What else can I do? Then tinker around with SEO a little bit because it just takes you a long time and a lot of time, money, or effort to put into it, and you can't calculate the ROI. So for those reasons, I recommend it be a secondary thing that you look at only after you know you can get paid traffic and that it converts, because even if you invest all that time and money and you rank at Google or Yahoo or Bing, whatever search engine we're talking about, but when you rank there, let's say you get 500 visitors a month. If your site isn't set up to convert, those 500 visitors, they're just going to come to your site and leave. So that is yet another reason I recommend don't worry about SEO until you have all the other systems in place first. Okay, as always, wherever you're watching this video, like it, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you would like to do. I love to hear from you guys. So if you have questions about anything I said, please reach out and let me know. And that's it for now. Bye-bye.